Okay, so peace and blessings, everyone. This is um, the topic for today is true success and failure. And when you hear that, Sister Madeline, true success and failure um, in this world,
Mm.
what comes up for you?
Well, in this world, I think a lot of people will think about, having a happy life, maybe. What does it look like? I'm not sure. And it may be different for everybody. And that's where often maybe we get lost because what we think or what we had dreamt about may not become the source of happiness that we had hoped. And so that's where maybe we need to investigate further, go deeper into what it means to have true success. And yes, and this shows as well because a lot of the things that we want in this world, um, we are not the only ones. We can, as we've said last time, we can be active in seeking it, but it can be there or not. I mean, it can come to us or not. And this is not in our hands a lot of the time. So how do we attain true success knowing that we're, you know, dependent on other things? Is
Mm,
it only things, or other people, you know?
yeah.
I mean, as Muslims, we think we are dependent on God alone. And and if we go back to anything that we're dependent upon, like, okay, I'm going to get this house if this person, for example, agrees to sell it. But how is this person going to decide to sell it? All of this kind of thing. And if you go back and back and back, you'll come to God at some stage. So that's the origin of all of our dependence, I suppose.
Mm,
That's
mm. Happiness, that's a very interesting aspect, isn't it? Everybody looks for happiness. That's something common we all are seeking. Uh, yeah, that's a very interesting element for sure. Having said that, if we actually look at it, what you're pointing to is happiness is so um, it keeps fluctuating, isn't it? There are um, there are moments when we are happy, but still that's not enough. Okay. There are moments when we're not happy, but that feels enough. Okay? So one of my realizations has been we think we happiness is what we want. However, what we are really, really looking for is inner peace.
absolutely, absolutely.
What we are looking for is that inner peace, is that is seems to me a sign of success. Like, because that inner peace doesn't come from outside. It is something which comes from inside of us. It's our innate quality, the way God created us. That inner peace has nothing to do with what we have, what we don't have. Um, it has nothing to do with circumstances. It has everything to do with, am I connected with myself and our source? And when I'm not connected, we don't feel that inner peace. Hence, we can't find that outside. It is something which is within us. It's our innate quality. The more we look outside, the more we chase, the more it seems like we are a slave of something.
Exactly. Yes.
So that brings us to that interesting spectrum of this can only be woken up to. This is beyond intellectual concepts. One has to realize that what they are seeking, like the poet Rumi says, um, what we are seeking is within us, something like that he says. Okay, what we are seeking is also seeking us. In other
Hmm.
words, we could say we're always seeking for the connection with ourselves and the Almighty God, our Creator. The moment we have that, it doesn't matter what we have on the outside. It that there is that completeness, there is that state of success which is beyond measure. It's can't be expressed. There is this state of completeness which cannot be described with words. Uh, it just feels so 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 rich that no amount of richness can give us that. Mhm. So, so success and failure, true success and failure is firstly understanding that. To me, it seems like that. And it's not from outside. Our success is not coming from outside. It is coming from inside of us with that connection we have, the innate connection with ourselves and the Almighty God. And that mostly feels like that inner peace, that calmness. Um, and when we don't have that, failure looks like that constant seeking, chasing, being dependent on something other than God. It can even
Yes.
be our own loved ones, okay, being at the mercy of that. If this person is happy, that completes my world. Even to think that is is a form of slavery, and we are always at their mercy. It can be a boss, it can be a loved one, it can be the market, it can be money, it can be health. There's so many factors which we think if that changes, I'm going to feel
Mm.
better. I'm going to live better type of thing. To that thinking brings slavery. That thinking keeps us trapped in the illusion. That thinking takes us away from ourselves and the Almighty God. It's never ending till we wake up. So true success is coming back to our innate connection. And and it's waking up. That's what it seems like to me.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I probably add as well that, when we are thinking of being independent, of not being a slave of other things, and I'm putting things, people, things, anything. We're not talking about here about, being a self-made entrepreneur, for example. I'm saying this because there's this side as well, and on the other side, the anarchist ideology as well. The very ultra individualistic type of things where we become slave to our ego and to our desires, etc. Where here we're talking about another kind of dependence um, that brings high level, uh, you know, thinking and turning our hearts basically in the. I mean, it's always in God's hands, the our hearts, but it's this inclination to that. It's not, when we're talking about the self and being connected to the self, that's what we're talking about, that it's connected to our creator. And that's maybe the difference between what is portrayed as success sometimes, you know, on social media, in all the things that we are fed and that we have been told maybe what success looks like in this life. And I think success in this life cannot be divorced from success after we die. Like, you know, we want to think about, on the day I die, what are the things that I will have? And I think they've done actually, you know, surveys about this, asking people, what do you regret, what you do not regret? And so that we want to have this kind of thinking. Okay, on the day I die, what will I look like? Thinking, okay, that was success, that was unsuccess. And I mean, the accumulation of things in this world, most probably, and if that's what came up in a lot of the surveys that have been done, you know, accumulation was certainly not something that people thought was worthwhile. So, you know,
Yeah.
it tells us something about success and true success as well.
Yes. So let's pause here. Let's do a part two of this. I think this leads us to perhaps where are we coming from? Okay, yeah, I think that'll be a good idea for us to do that. So let's pause here and let's continue in the next part.